reminded listening to near-death experience again, Penny Whitbrot, and it was God showed her that thoughts have power during her near-death experience, and when she meets with God, his words are, "I am." That's what he first says. And of course that's biblical, and she recognised that from what training she did have in her childhood of Christianity and so on. But do you see the name? I think it's given to Moses originally, isn't it? Moses says, "Who shall I say sent me? Tell them I am." The name is meant to say who one is, a name, which is why people are fascinated by what names they give and what names they have. And perhaps it tells them something major about themselves and their future and so on, their meaning in life. So that for God to follow suit in that, or to lead that, I don't think God, but he says, "I am." And of course this is the thought that seems incredible to the non-believer, and yet his very name is that he is. I am. It's fundamental to him that he exists. I mean, it may be incredibly significant in a million ways. Another way that occurs to me is I am what being is, which, as I understand it, if understand is an appropriate word to use here, I take it to mean that he's thought, in terms of our dimension here in this universe, that it's all thought, the whole universe and you and me, we are his thoughts. He is the what is. Do you see? I mean, all things good, and the creator of all is implied by that. He's the one that is, as opposed to everything that's not created. In fact, in a peculiar Buddhist type sense, even that the negative has a negative existence, but all existence is of him, because all thought is of him, and there is nothing but thought. All existence is a function and not just a consequence, but even the texture of thought in some sense. And so, of course, the particular drift of this Penny Whitbrot 297, so presumably it's Jeff Mara, what's his name? Pro. Interested in near-death experiences, of course, and he's interviewing her, and so you hear the testimony, you think the same as you've heard before, and it is. I mean, she's incredibly consistent, don't get me wrong, but you pick up other details as well. It's not just quite a repeat, it's puts in things and you suddenly notice things different, and it's because she said it in a slightly different way, and you catch on some other thought. As I've said, with listening to lectures, I would get more and more, even by listening to the same lecture, reading the same book. I mean, how many times have I read the autobiography? How many times have I read John 17? I mean, just, whoa, dear, a lot. And I used to think it was the test of Scripture that Scripture kept on feeding you. And it's a quality of not just Scripture, but anything that, I don't know, is touched, blessed by God, I suppose I mean. I don't mean to worship it, but I do mean to give it appropriate attention. If it's blessing you, return to it. Read it again. Watch it again. Think of it again. Tell people of it again. Give it its due. That's reasonable, isn't it? Bless you. Thank you, Heavenly Dad.